Relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, 815.
Pretty sure, not 100%, but pretty sure you are more likely to become a professional athlete than you are to become a professional referee. I'm Greg. He's Tom. He's coming in here in a minute. We're the In Crowd 815 podcast for the 23rd day of May, the year 2026, the latest it's ever been in the history of mankind, and you made it. Congratulations. Me along with my dog Veda here are ready to get things started, and hopefully the technical thing that Tom's going through is going to get fixed here momentarily while we wait for Tom. Let's take care of a little bit of business like this. Our current race to 10 has Greg in the lead by a score of 8-6. And our big number of the week this week is 700. Is the answer superfood or soccer? Which one is it? Put your guess in the comments. Let us know what you think the big number of the week has to do with one of these two things, superfood or soccer. Let's see. There's soccer's, the big World Cup things coming to the U.S. next month. Maybe does it have something to do with that? Maybe. Superfood. Everyone's talking. Are you eating healthier? Have you even is the social media feed that you follow helping you pick better foods and make better choices when it comes to what you eat? Superfoods. They're everywhere. And Tom's on the stream now. Good morning, Tom, buddy.
Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Live in 2026 on the screen. You got a bright light in front of you, dude.
So let's do that Scooby-Doo thing and start the whole thing over.
Rewind. 700 is a big number of the week this week. Superfood or soccer is the answer. We'll give you an answer by the end of the show.
Superfood or soccer, and it's 700?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't seem that big when I throw a lot of millions and billion numbers at you now and again, but that's our big number of the week this week. That's all. As far as shout outs go this week, Tom, we by the way, we have one guest on the show today. We're going to be talking with Amanda from Bravehearts Therapeutic Riding, catch up with her and all the stuff that they've got going on this summer. But as far as shout outs go this week, this is I was telling Amanda as we were getting ready for the show today, this doesn't feel like Memorial Day weekend. It needs to be 1 or 2 weeks away still. This is crazy.
Yeah, that is. You're right, because it's May 23rd. So this probably is the earliest we could ever do Memorial Day,
because the 31st falls on a Sunday. So I guess that's how it works. I don't know. Anyway, as far as quick shout outs this week, want to give a shout out to CYT, the youth theater that put on Shrek last week at Hononegah Performing Arts Center. Wonderful performance with the kids out there. Good job to all of the CYT kids. I finally got to deliver on my Mother's Day gift to my mom this week, and I took her out to lunch, and she had a surprise for me. She took me to the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee. Have you ever been to the Pfister?
I have not.
It's probably Milwaukee's fanciest hotel. I'm guessing it's super nice. So they have a great cafe. We had a nice brunch. It was great.
I was thinking Motel 6 was probably the fanciest. But yeah, okay.
It's Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But no, it's super place. If you ever get a chance, and it's spelled with a P, PF. It's not pronounced Pfister, but it looks like Pfister.
Okay.
There you go. What else as far as shout outs quickly this week? Trivia at Louis. That was a fun time Wednesday night.
Boy, was it ever.
We had a great time. I didn't get to tell you, or maybe I did, but we didn't have a chance to really talk much about it. Before trivia night, Wednesday night at Louis, I got a chance to tour Cahoots with Brian Hules, the owner of Cahoots, the new place across the street from Prairie Street Brewhouse.
Okay.
If you've been to Harry Dorbacher's up in Beloit, think that place times about 4 as far as size goes. It's huge.
Harry Dorbacher's. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, the Harry Dorbacher's place. They have the duck pin bowling and really nice, cool big bar and a place you can shoot hoops inside and instead of what do you call it? Beer pong. They have they do beer pong only with soccer balls and garbage cans. So it's huge.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a pretty cool place up there, but way more space at Cahoots in Rockford. It's absolutely wonderful, and I'm looking forward to having an In-Crowd 815 event there, maybe before the end of this year, but definitely next year. For a couple different ideas that we've got going on there, so looking forward to that. And by the way, rehearsals going great for Wizard of Oz, and we open a week from this Wednesday at Starlight Theater. So be sure to get your tickets soon and come and join us for the Wizard of Oz. All right, let's get started. What do you say? Our first guest today is got a plea for some volunteers. Bravehearts Therapeutic Riding out in Poplar Grove, and they have a second location we need to ask about to Amanda. Amanda Bethards is coming on to the screen, and I believe you're probably live from Poplar Grove right now, right?
I'm home. I'm home today.
Okay.
It's Memorial Day weekend. So today, the farms are closed today.
Okay.
So you live in a library?
I live in a library. Don't ask me if I've read all the books, because I have not.
Okay. I lived in a stuffed animal emporium, so
it's we each have our own.
That's right. That's right.
So is there a shelf behind you that has your favorite books that you have read and you maybe grab once in a while just to kind of refresh yourself on?
Not these ones specifically, but there's multiple ones around here. Lots of them, including horses.
There we go. I have yet to really organize well my books, although in this house that we moved into this last year, we do have a library wall, if you will, in our game room, which looks pretty fancy. But yeah, it's got as many knickknacks, I think, as books. Anyway, well, for those who've never met Amanda Bethards before, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up and go to school?
Sure. So I grew up actually in out towards Joliet, so a little tiny crater kind of by Joliet. But I grew up there, and then I joined the military. I actually signed paperwork at 17, committed to join the Navy, and then turned 18 and took a little bit of a summer break. But then I left for boot camp in September of 2003. Date myself there. I did 5 years active duty in the Navy. But during that time frame, got married, had a couple. So I had both I have 3 kids, but my girls I had while I was active duty. And then, I got out in 2008, moved to Ohio for a little bit, had another kid. So, so 2 girls, and then moved to Illinois in 2012, right after my son was born, and got introduced to Bravehearts in 2017. And it's amazing how it's absolutely shifted and changed my whole life as far as, what I do and the trajectory that I was on. And I was in the medical field almost 17 years. And then Bravehearts, reached out and said, "Hey, would you ever want a job?" And yeah, Bravehearts is my happy place. And so I've been a full-time employee now since 2021.
With what you do with horses there and quote unquote therapeutic riding, I suppose there's some medical crossover that kind of, crosses over from what you did previously, right?
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool how it all relates. I was hired in, and I'm still in the role currently as the volunteer coordinator. So that's kind of my bread and butter. But Bravehearts also put me through to become a certified therapeutic riding instructor. And so that definitely used some of my medical, because again, you're looking at diagnoses, right? So we serve individuals with a slew of different diagnoses. And so you have to really understand a lot of it back to the horses, and how we instruct, and the equip horses we choose. But to even add a layer to that, now, gosh, it's been a year almost. We started studying, myself and a couple other instructors at the farm, and we were able to pass our advanced therapeutic riding instructor certification, which was even more. So then we got to learn more of the medical aspect of the horses. So for me, that was super exciting. I really enjoyed that deeper dive into that. Yeah, both my previous medical experience with my newfound love for the horses.
Was that kind of a revelation to you that horses could be used for therapy? Was that something that kind of dawned on you one day? How did that hit you? At what point in your life did that hit you where you're like, yeah, this really does do amazing positive things for the folks that choose to come out and interact with the horses?
It's funny. It's relatively quickly, but I had no clue before I was introduced to Bravehearts. So you were talking about Poplar Grove. So our Poplar Grove location is just down the street from Candlewick, right? The subdivision out in Poplar Grove, and that's where we had bought a house in 2012, and so it's like 3 minutes from there, right? And I had no clue that Bravehearts existed until I ran into another veteran in the Myers grocery store in Machesney Park. And so gentleman named Mr. Bill Mercurio, he's a Vietnam Army veteran. And he literally walked up to my family in the cereal aisle at Myers and was like, "Hi, my name's Bill. Are you a vet and do you like horses?" And that was right around Veterans Day in 2017. And so he gave us a card and said, "Hey, they're having a Veterans Day event. Come on out." And I'm looking at it and I'm like, where is this? Right. And so I found out literally it was 3 minutes down the road from my house. And I walked in and it was instant. I was like, there's something here that I just have to be a part of. Just the environment is super welcoming. I've always loved horses. I was that little girl that loved horses, but never really had the means. Again, with 3 kids, right? They're just financially, there was no way that I was going to be able to afford to go do riding lessons for myself or own my own horse for that matter. And it's as a military veteran, Braveheart military vets, all at no cost. And so when I found that out, and that my family could actually ride with me, and at the time my husband was also a veteran, so our entire family got to come out to Bravehearts and ride, and it did not cost us anything out of pocket. So it was pretty incredible. And little did I know that it's completely changed my life, and that I'd be as engulfed as I am now. But yeah, no, I think pretty quickly I knew that horses save lives. Horses make a difference, and I get to see it now every single day. Every single person that's out there, whether they're a veteran, therapeutic riding participant, whether it's one of our hippotherapy clients, which is we do speech, occupational therapy, and physical therapy on horseback. We also do EAPs, equine assisted psychotherapy. So we have a team of mental health professionals, right? So any one of the individuals that we serve, you can see the difference almost instant. It's absolutely incredible.
That's so cool. Hippotherapy is a funny word. That's kind of doesn't sound right. What can you explain hippotherapy?
Yeah, absolutely. Hippotherapy is just utilizing the horse. So again, we have speech therapists, occupational therapists, and physical therapists that on horseback. For what they're being treated for, though, right? We have individuals, if they're there for speech therapy, right? Some of them are nonverbal. They use a tablet for communication, or some are working on their speech itself, right? And putting words together and sounds, just like most of these are adolescents. And our and they all work in the area. They're all with schools in our surrounding area. They would speak just like they would in an office, except they get to do it on horseback. And so the cool part of that is, horses physical aspects. So their pelvis, the way the horse's pelvis is actually created, is very similar to a human's. So the movement of the horse is one aspect of the therapy, right? And horses move different ways. Some of them front to back, some are kind of side to side, and some is almost like a figure eight. And we're blessed. We have a piece of equipment that we were able to obtain, I believe, through a grant called an AmeriColt. And it's a simulator. It's a riding simulator. And so we actually can utilize that. And we do utilize that in our clinic to sometimes either get our participants and our clients used to the movement, or if depending on their diagnoses, right, their muscles are really spastic or tight. What normal a physical therapist would have to kind of lay them down on a bed and help them stretch or two. Now we can put them on here and that process up so we can get them on the horse and get that connection piece. And that's the other part, not just the movement, but then the connection of being with these incredible animals that absolutely they feed off energy, Greg. And so they can tell whether it's a 4-year-old, right, that's never been on a horse before, or whether it's you who, maybe he's been on a horse, sometime in your life, but maybe you're a little anxious, versus, someone like me that gets to ride 6 days a week. They can actually, and they'll change their demeanor and their energy level based off what they're feeling, and they'll adjust.
That is so incredible. It is wild to think that there's the horse aspect of the horse being so in tune with the person that they're in contact with, and there's something about, I'm gonna use the word distracted. I know that's not like probably the right word to use, but it's being distracted by something that allows something else to happen. Does that make sense? Like kind of like a magician does sleight of hand, a therapy does. It's really kind of amazing. I can't even.
No, it's an interesting way. It really is. No, it really is. And even you saying, if you think about, like, again, I get the honor of being able to teach. And like yesterday, I had a couple veteran lessons. So I was teaching some veterans and some veteran family members. And one of the things I tend to do during my cool down, right at the end of the lesson, is I like to have my ride in tandem. So I'll have them all line up, right? Like there was 4 of them. So they were all shoulder to shoulder, and I'll have them ride like 4 abreast, and they have to work together, right, to stay in line, and to also maneuver and move around. And part of that is because then they get out of their head, right? They're not thinking about all the skills I'm telling them to do, and their aids, use your leg, use your reins, do this. They just focus on the task at hand, which is staying shoulder to shoulder. And so they already take the skills they have and they utilize them. And so it is very similar in that aspect, right? And I love that because the horses, you can watch everybody they all relax down because all that tension and pressure goes away, and now they're doing it together and they're focusing on a different task. So no, you're absolutely tracking. Just part of it's just being together too, right? Some of these individuals just need the social interaction. So having other individuals in the lesson with them, right, that maybe have a similar doses and at a similar riding level, they can start to have some of those conversations or communicate differently. So no, it's incredible. Bravehearts, I don't even know. Again, I'm still in awe. I've been an employee, there for a while now, but I'm still in awe on how much we offer to individuals and how many different, demographics that we're able to reach. But these horses are the true heroes of what we do, and we're blessed to be a part of it.
Well, you have a beautiful website. I hope that people have been will click the link that I put in the chat and visit what you guys have put together for people to see just what Bravehearts does. And do I got this right? It actually started in Poplar Grove, but now has a couple different locations.
So no, it started in Harvard. Our Harvard location was our flagship, and that was 2022. I'm sorry, 2002. Goodness gracious. 2002 is when the Harvard location started. 2007 is actually when Braveheart started serving bull at no cost. And then Poplar Grove, we were able to obtain that facility in 2010. And then we just opened up our 3rd location in Rockford, actually, out by Severson Dells. So we're conveniently right off I-90. That was here in 2025. And now we just started some programming out there. So the Poplar Grove and the Harvard location are, just to give everybody an idea, we're about 40 acres. And we were wall to wall. I mean, with horses, we've got about 64 head of horses right now between the three locations. And both Poplar Grove and Harvard, again, like size, like offices, horses, paddocks, just full. And we run sessions year round, 6 days a week. And so when we were looking to grow, where do we go? How do we get there? Another location was pretty much the only option for us. And so we were able to obtain a piece of property out there, and it's 133 acres. And it's absolutely beautiful. Green pasture barn. It's got an indoor arena. It's got a beautiful outdoor round pen. And we have now been able to start programming out there. So we're hosting veteran lessons twice a week out there right now. And it's so many possibilities for us, is what it does, Greg. It allows us to reach more people. Again, we work with a lot of our veteran community. So a lot coming from VA, Hines, Chicago, and now just the way the highways and all the roads work, this Rockford one is just as close, if not closer, for some of them to get right off the highway. So the sky's the limit. We're really looking forward to all the possibilities we have. Dr. Gunner there and pulled up on our website, and those are our founders. Marge Gunner is the whole, the brains behind all of it. She, I believe you can read on the website there, but she was battling ovarian cancer when she came up with the idea of Bravehearts, and being able to see how her horse that she had was helping her heal, right? And she said, if my horse can make me feel like they do, and help me get through the hardest time in my life, what can it do for people? And so that's where the whole idea came from. And then Dr. Gunner got it introduced to the program, and he's a Korean War veteran, and he was a medic in the Korean War, a cardiologist out in Chicago, and he was an incredible man that unfortunately I never got to meet. He passed before I got introduced to Bravehearts, but his spirit is so much alive at our facilities. That picture there of them two is on the right. There is in front of our chapel. So I have a chapel that was built in Dr. Gunner's honor, and they actually they opened that and did a presentation of it before he passed, and so it's quite special. You can absolutely feel still around those farms, and his passion for her serving veterans. So.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Dr. Gunner and Marge, and Marge battled cancer, you said?
She did, and she beat it. She is still with us. I just saw her yesterday out at our Harvard farm, and
wow.
There's a serenity garden that's right in our chapel that she maintains and makes sure it looks beautiful. And we've got houses on the property that it allows us, Greg, to bring in veterans. So not only serve veterans in our local area, but like in 2025, we served 1,191 veterans, 450 veteran family members, and some of these vets are from out of state. And we are able to bring some of those vets in that need it. After COVID, right, we were able to actually start doing some out of state vet retreats again, which was super exciting last year. And so we have some housing on the property where we can do that, and it allows us to do that. And Marge is wonderful about helping us maintain those and making sure everything is perfect for people that are coming in.
I had no idea you had a house. That is so cool.
Yeah, so that's our Poplar Grove location. There is a house, we do have a house on property there as well. And we've got 24-hour care for our horses. So we have barn staff that actually stay on the property overnight so that we ensure the horses are all taken care of.
For those looking at this picture, you take a look at this car down here to get a feel just how big these buildings are. Here's a little car. Here's somebody's SUV or something parked outside. So that's how big these buildings are. They're just so special, and they're so neat and clean and wonderful. You guys have just an amazing facility.
We are truly, truly blessed. And, the only way we can maintain those facilities are through our volunteers. And so, and I have the honor of being able to oversee that program. And Greg, we had 517 volunteers last year, donate over 31,000 hours. And I know that sounds like a lot, but the more people learn about therapeutic riding and what it does and how it helps, the more the higher the demand, right? The more help we need. And we could not do what we do without our volunteers. And yeah, thank you. Right there's our volunteer flyer we've got. I'm getting these circulated throughout the area. Trying to get these all out to people because, again, I didn't even know it existed, and I lived right down the street. So a lot of people that come in are all through word of mouth. And so we host a new volunteer orientation once a month. That QR code that's on that flyer there, you can scan that. It'll take you right to a sign up Genius that you can sign up for our trainings. The next one coming up is going to be on June 2nd. It is at our Poplar Grove location, 5:30 p.m. I know you put our website. You put the link there in the box as well, so they can go there. There's a volunteer tab at the top, and that'll actually take you to a Google form. If you fill that out, it shoots me an email directly, and I could send you the info for all the future dates. But we have a lot of fun, a lot of upcoming stuff. You had mentioned earlier with the summertime. This is definitely what I call our busy season. We've already been busy though. This year we actually, our women's drill team, we have a mounted women's drill team. So women veterans, we went down to Arizona and we were able to do a little mini clinic and a performance for the art of the cowgirl, which is a huge event down there. And we were completely honored to be invited to do that. We got to we performed our co-ed drill team. We performed at the Midwest Horse Fair this year. So we presented the colors at the rodeo 2 nights, and then we got to do a couple clinics and ride out there from folks. And we brought 8s up to the Midwest Horse Fair, and so that was incredible to reach some people up there.
Was that in Wisconsin or Iowa?
Yep, Wisconsin, up in Madison. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thousands of people. It was awesome. Great exposure for our horses and for our veterans to show off, the skills they've been working on. We've got 3 mounted really. So we have a mounted color guard, and then we have a co-ed drill team, and then we have an all women's drill team. And these are all consisted of veterans that come in, and I'm blessed to be able to ride with those guys. But then I also get to coach the women's drill team and help that. So it's pretty incredible to see the transformation of people and just the that they get in themselves through these horses. When people have a purpose and a reason to be better and to be better for themselves, that they're better for their horses. And it's incredible, absolutely incredible to see. You can see there, you got all the volunteer opportunities up.
It's not completely unlike a relationship you might have with your dog or your cat. I mean, it's totally separate. It's different, but it's similar, right?
It is. It really is. I think the more I'm around and the more I learn, because every single day I get to learn something new with these guys, and it's really about the connection, especially for veterans, or individuals. Mental health, awareness is such a big thing nowadays, and so, buddy, even our volunteers that come in, they're providing a service for us, but you ask any of them, and they're like, Amanda, I get just as much of it, if not more, volunteering and giving back, than I get it, out of it. And it's amazing to hear. And I get it 100. I was a volunteer first. I was a veteran participant second. I still get to do both of those and be staff. And so to be able to right, each of us from a veteran point that signed on that dotted line and made the commitment to serve our country, right? That was something we decided. And you don't just switch that off. There's no turning that off. And this is the first place that I had found since I got out that really embodies that camaraderie and that family. But it's season to want to get out of bed and to be kind and to just give back, and to be able to connect with a horse. It just, again, you don't have to say anything. We don't have to speak the same language, right? They don't see us like people. So there's an amazing book that I was told to read while I was studying for my advanced certification. It was called Horse Brain, Human Brain. And it really helps us understand, even with your dogs, right? Or your cat, we try to like humanize their, we speak for them, right? And we do the same thing with the horses, but in all reality, their brains don't work like ours. Life would probably be way simpler if they did. They're very black and white. It's like, hey, Greg, like, hey, do you want to go over here and get a drink of water? Like, maybe you want to come with me. The horses are like, hey, we're going to go get a drink. And that's it. Like, there's no questions asked. Like, this is what we're going to do for survival. You got to do this. So they don't judge, though, right? They don't see if you're in a wheelchair. They don't see if you've got brace on your legs. They don't know if you're struggling on the inside from PTSD or anxiety or trauma of any sort. Like, they don't see that part that people see. But I do believe they're like animals, like your dogs and your cats and your pets. I do believe that they're an extremely good judge of character, and they let us know through their body language, which was probably the light bulb moment for me. If I'm being 100% honest, I didn't know I struggled with anxiety. I didn't have diagnosis of PTSD or any of that stuff when I first came to Bravehearts. I thought that was just the way this was just me, whether I was wound tight or just all the things. Like, I just thought that that's who I was, and I accepted that, and I learned how to live that. But when I got there and I started to just be present, and I think about that for a minute, like, to just be quiet and in the moment, to be comfortable in the quiet, right? I mean, you make a living here, right? We're talking, we do a lot of talking. I do people all day. The older I get and the more I'm around these horses, I realize that there's so much peace and so much healing in the quiet.
Yeah.
And you can do that with the horses. You can be quiet and you can just be present right here, right now. The only thing that matters, focused on. And there's a lot of healing in that. So it's pretty amazing.
That's cool. I left this on the screen on purpose for quite a while because I want people to see maybe you're somebody who, for whatever reason, you just, you don't want to be working directly with horses, but you still want to help out the cause. There's so many other things that you can do that don't involve riding or standing next to or leading a horse. Administrative stuff, carpentry, cleaning tack cleaning, all kinds of different things, phone stuff, fundraising. So there's a lot of different ways you can help Bravehearts out without necessarily having to get trained on how to work with horses.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I tell people that all the time in the new volunteer trainings. I'm like, look, I talk about the horses all day long because I love them. That's absolutely what I love to do. But absolutely, as a nonprofit organization, right, as a 501c3, we appreciate any time somebody is willing to give. I definitely understand that time is the most valuable thing we have. And if somebody's willing to donate some of that out of the kindness of their heart, again, we want to build off their strengths. We have different organizations that come in and help. We don't necessarily do direct things with the horses, right? But we've had Keller Williams Realty come in and lacquer our stalls. We've had I got ADP coming in here in a couple weeks to help us prep for a horse show. So June 19th, we do a big annual horse show for our therapeutic riding and hippotherapy clients. They get to come out and show off the skills they've learned. So ADP will be out to help us clean. They'll be sweeping and dusting and mopping and helping us do all the setup. We just did the annual veteran horse show. And I had folks from GE Aerospace. They came out for 2 days and helped us with that. All kinds of groups that come out, like Power Home Construction. I can't even name them all. There's a state collection agency that comes every year and helps us prep for Trail to Zero. But yeah, so anything you're able, like I said, you mentioned carpentry. If you're a retired electrician or, you're good with wood or great, always that we do. Our funding is through grants. And so if somebody's good at that, we would love to have you come on out and be a part of the team.
Cool. Lots of opportunities.
All our staff members there. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to give them all some props there for all the work that they do.
Yeah, those are our VIP volunteers. These are all volunteers that come. Art is really up in these. They take out. They're more of a time employee than anything. I mean, we couldn't do again our jobs without these guys for sure. They're amazing. Nice. Yeah.
Well, before I get to I did ask AI to give me some questions for you today because we've been having fun with AI questions of the week. So before I get to that, is there anything that we didn't ask you that you wanted to make sure we touch on before we go on to that?
The only thing I wouldn't mind mentioning on here again, I can ramble off some dates, but Trail to Zero, I think we've talked on here once or twice about that, but if you go up at the top there, you should see a link under Veterans tab. Trail to Zero is a big mission that's super near and dear to my heart. Trail to Zero mission started in 2017, and we ride 20 miles through selects to raise. So in 2017, statistically, there was about 22 vets a day that take their own lives. Now, I believe we're down to about 17, which is still too many. And so I've been blessed to ride in numerous cities on horseback to just to reach. My goal is always to reach one person, whether it's a veteran directly, whether it's a veteran family member or a friend that's been, affected by suicide. You can see there that is in downtown New York City. They literally with the mounted units, and they block traffic off right down right down there in Times Square, and we ride right down the center of Times. And there's thousands of people, and we hand out information. Some of those 517 volunteers are actually folks that live in New York that have been working with us since 2017 now, and they are dead. They can walk 20 miles with us and hand out just to reach people. Mounted units come from all over. A lot of these guys are veterans, and they donate time. They'll haul their horses 3-4 hours to come ride a chunk of the ride with us. We will be actually, I believe, December 8th will be in Chicago again, doing Trail to Zero there, and then October in New York City this year. We have to be invited in from the city. So, and listening, I don't know how our reach goes here, but if anybody's got, somewhere they'd like us, feel free to reach out. I was blessed a couple years ago. We actually took a group to France. We rode 20 kilometers on Utah Beach and through the city of Utah, Deauville to raise awareness overseas, and we got to welcome in an honor flight. It was absolutely an incredible opportunity. Went to 20 miles in the backcountry of Cora, Wyoming. Now a couple years ago, New York, DC, Chicago, Lexington, Kentucky, Fort Wayne, Indiana. So again, that's definitely a big mission for us. There's actually a spot on here too. Anybody that has lost a veteran in their life, that we would like to carry them with us. So you can actually put in a request here for a ribbon. And what we do is we have pins made with the veteran name and their branch of service, and then they with a ribbon, and we tie those into our horse's mane, and we carry those individuals with us for whatever rides we do. We usually do a kickoff ride locally, and we'll get those ribbons in there, and then we take them to each ride. And at the end of the ride, we'll actually put those in a shadow box, and we'll send those back to the family or whoever put. And it's for us to let them know that these veterans have not been forgotten, and that we're going to carry them with us, and that we remember, and that we're here. There's people that care. It's with it definitely Memorial Day weekend, right? And all the veterans we've lost that have served and allowed us to have the freedoms that we do. I definitely we mentioned Trail here today, and again, reach out if anybody has questions.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, AI reminds me that you are not only the volunteer coordinator for Bravehearts, but you're also an advanced therapeutic riding instructor, and U.S. Navy veteran. So connecting your service to this mission is the first of the three questions it gave me. Your unique perspective, because you're a U.S. Navy veteran and an advanced therapeutic riding instructor, when you're working with local volunteers, how does your military background help you coach them to connect with the veterans who come to Bravehearts that are, looking for a place to heal and connect with these horses?
So, I was a corpsman in the Navy, which again was the medical side of things. So I think a big part of it is that just be real with people. I very much, when I do a lot of trainings, the military teaches you see one, do one, teach one, right? So for me, it's like weekend, my boss is like, Amanda, I didn't hire you to be in the barn. Why are you fixing fences? Why are you out there sweeping? And it's like, listen, here's the deal. Like my background, how am I supposed to earn the respect, right? And have people trust me if they don't know who I am, and they don't see my work ethic, right? Somebody else to do something that I myself wouldn't do. So I've always led that way. And I think that really truly came from the military, of giving me my work ethic. I wouldn't change the way my path went for anything. I believe I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in life. And if, my military gave me my work ethic for sure. And I think that's really helped me to be able to manage over 500 people, and people, just so selflessly be willing to work alongside me. And I think part of that is because they know that I wouldn't ask them to do anything I wouldn't do myself.
That's huge. That is huge, because you sometimes you see those leaders who found themselves in a leadership position under or over people who they've never done what they're asking people to do, and you kind of feel that. I don't know if tension's the right word, but there's that feeling of, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. You actually do know what you're talking about, because you've done these things you're asking people to do.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
That makes a big difference. So that's great. Question 2, the Bravehearts recognized as the largest healing horsemanship program for veterans in the nation. And the Poplar Grove facility does so much specialized work with hippotherapy, as you mentioned earlier, and outpatient care. As a coordinator, did you have an aha moment, or have you experienced other aha moments with your volunteers when they realize they're not just leading a horse, but they're actively helping a child or a veteran heal?
Yeah. So a lot of our volunteers, and volunteers that have been with the organization for 5, 10 plus years, to some of these new volunteer orientations, I actually really enjoy inviting, somebody different each month, and letting them share their experience. And it's usually pretty emotional. I've got these volunteers that are committed. I mean, they give everything they got, and to see again these miracles, if you will, happen with them. I know for me personally, when I first was becoming an instructor, I had to do a lot of mentoring, right? A lot of teaching underneath someone. And the one moment that really sticks out to me as I was in the middle of the arena teaching, and it was a group from, I believe it was North Chicago group that had come out to it. And you could just see the weight of the world right on these different shoulders. Like they come out and they're trying to be tough, and you put them on a horse, and they're like, have you ever rode? And they're like, oh, like some of them have rode a camel, like, overseas, whatever. But you get tension in their reins, right? They got a death grip on their saddle. Their knuckles are white. Their legs are tight. And most of them, one way that I like to break the tension is because you could tell they're holding their breath. I'm like, hey, Blue's not really at me. And I'm like, you have to breathe. And you're like, oh, they don't even realize, that they're not breathing. But I specifically remember this one class come in. This gentleman had just the weight of the world on his shoulder. And little by little throughout the lesson, I got him to where he trotted down the long wall, right? So he got his horse to move a little faster. And he let out this deep of the shoulders. He stopped, like, how was that? And he goes, that was amazing. I got to do it again. And just for that time, people get to forget about it. You know, whatever you got going on at home, bills, the groceries, the kids, whether it's, addiction or whatever it is, to forget about it for just a little bit right there, right then. And that is what our volunteers get to see. And yeah, most of them get pretty emotional whenever you ask them for those deep moments. So it's incredible.
And it's so important, because if you can do it for 15 seconds, then you can do it for 2 minutes. And if you can do it for 2 minutes, you might be able to do it for 20 minutes. And if you can do it for 20 minutes, maybe you can get by in 2 or 3 weeks. It's a process. It's a huge process.
And it's an everyday process, right? We have decisions every single day to wake up, put our feet on the floor, right? Make good decisions and just be present. And it's every single day. And that's for everybody, not just veterans, right? We all have to make those choices. So
nice.
They're accountability partners, horses.
This last question, I think we already kind of answered it, but I want to reiterate it before we move on. For anyone who's listening throughout the region who wants to step up and be a part and volunteer, what does it actually take to become a part of the inner circle there at Bravehearts? Do they need to have horse experience? Are you only looking for people with, dedication to, show up for the community? What is the real thing? Where does the real need that someone has to be able to meet to be able to plug in and volunteer at Bravehearts?
You just gotta want to give back. That's it. Just have a kind heart. There's no requirement of horse experience whatsoever. We teach all of it. We've got an extremely progressive volunteer program. Again, it depends on what you want. My job as a volunteer coordinator is to make sure that I find you a position or a role that's going to be fulfilling to you. We want people to enjoy what they're doing when they come out there. Everybody comes in for a different reason, whether they're wanting to, maybe you just want to get some steps in, right? You need something to get you out and get you active. Yeah. There's more than enough opportunities for that. You want to build a community. You want some connection with people, right? You want that. I hear a lot of people, they'll retire, right? And they lose that community. They lose a purpose. You want to learn some new skills. You want to work with individuals with special needs. Again, there's no prior experience we will teach you. I joke about it, but I tend to say closed mouths don't get fed. If you come in hungry and you're willing to, and you're motivated, I will absolutely help you get to where you want to get. So all you got to do is show up. Like I said, June 2nd is our next new volunteer orientation, but they can feel free to get on that website, shoot me an email, fill out that form. Veterans, there's a form for them too. They can fill out a form, and Amber, who our Veteran Services Coordinator, an email. We'd be happy to reach out to people. But yeah, just if you got, even if you're just curious, reach out. I'd love to set up a time for you to come on out and check the place out. July 11th, we actually it's called Cowboy Breakfast. It's kind of like an open house to bring in new veterans. That'll be at our Harvard location. Get to come on out, put your hands on some horses, check the place out. No commitment necessary. So
okay,
everybody, as long as you start to serve.
Well, I want to make one. I always ask it for at least some funny or odd questions to ask our guests too. And the one that stands out to me is you're coordinating a lot of volunteers, a lot of different walks of life. What is the most bizarre or unexpected hidden talent a volunteer has brought to the table that ended up actually being maybe kind of useful around the facility? any bizarre or unique talents that your volunteers have brought to Bravehearts that you're like, wow, never would have thought of that, but I'm glad you're here?
Bizarre or unique? Well, trying to think. Well, it's not super bizarre, but to me, do you know what a cricket is? I didn't know what a cricket was, right? So it's this machine that makes like vinyl letters and stickers.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
I had no clue what that was, but guess what? I need volunteers that know how to use those. So thankfully, I've got a couple that do, and they're very good at it. But they help us like put labels on our water buckets. They help decoration, special events. They help us with our, it was something we used to just go buy, like the cutout letters from the store, right? And now we can make special ones. So that to me was slightly unique.
I thought it was a trick question. I'm like, everybody knows what a cricket is. They chirp and they annoy you at night. No, it's like CRICUT or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. I had no clue how to use it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. You could put it in front of me and give me $1,000. I couldn't get it running. Back the money. Hey, I have a quick question. Sir. You may have answered this, but where do most of your horses come from? Do you rescue them, or are they do you raise them from colts and fillies, or what?
That's a great question, actually. Funny you should ask. So most, there's a good mixture. Some of them are purchased, and our president and CEO, Miss Megan Hill McQueenie, you can look her website too. Incredible horsewoman, Hogger Hall of Fame. She's been doing horses her entire life. She's the heart and soul behind what we do here and the motivation, but she puts her hands on probably over 1,000 horses a month looking for what we call the unicorns, right? These are not just your run-of-the-mill horses. These horses are all super special in what they do. So some of them are purchased. Some of them are donated, and again, they've got to have a special skill set. We don't do necessarily like, people will want to give us horses that, are maybe can't do their, are retired from a job, but, these are very much athletes. So our horses, these are the same horses that are carrying our veterans 20 miles on horseback, which is 8 or 9 hours at the walk. So they very much still have to be active and in good health and at the top of their game. There is a link on our website to donate a horse. So if you're looking to donate, you can fill. Again, our president and CEO would take a look at that and evaluate. You can see right there, though, it says Operation Mustang. So we do have Mustangs in our herd. These Mustangs were donated or were adopted from the Bureau of Land Management. Some of them came from Utah, I believe, and some of them came from Wyoming. But all of these Mustangs have been rescued and adopted by us. And our veterans through Operation Mustang have helped us gentle them. So they came in completely wild and untouched. And then our veterans, little by little, helped us get them to where they are. And these guys are in our program. Some actually carry individuals in Special Olympics. So they're carrying individuals with intellectual disabilities. And to see the transformation. Fillies and colts. So we actually just had our filly born. We had a brand new filly that was just born on the property. Daisy is her mom's name, and I don't think we've quite named her yet. But she came a little early, and we had to get a little extra TLC, but she is thriving currently, and mom and baby. But we do new little filly on board.
There's Mama Daisy on the screen right there.
Yeah, she's a beautiful girl, and
my goodness.
Yeah, so we're blessed. We've got new life at the farm.
So if
you're cow, we're working on some cows. We've got a couple cows out.
Okay.
Can't ranch without cows, right?
Well, hey, as long as they get along with the horses, right? Horses got to come first in this operation right here.
They do. We do. 133 acres, though. We've got plenty of space out there to keep them settled.
You got space. So maybe a naming competition for Daisy's new pony there.
You never know. We'll see. Follow us on social media for sure. They'll definitely put it out there if that's the case.
Awesome. Well, I think we've covered a lot of bases.
We have.
I'm glad you had time to spend with us today. Tom's probably got. Do you have trivia for us today, Tom?
Absolutely.
For the show.
Oh, geez, the trivia.
Yeah. No, it was a rough morning for me.
The scariest part.
All right, so let's do this right here, right. All right, Tom, it's me and Amanda versus Tom's trivia today. Let's see if we can't score 4 or more points against his 7 questions. We can do this. We can do this.
With my mascot, Mr. Snoopy. He's my helper. All right, are we ready? All right.
Go.
Amanda, you played this trivia before, so you know how it goes, don't you?
Yeah, never say that I'm a walking encyclopedia, but we're gonna go with it.
Now, these questions should be pretty mainstream. They shouldn't be too difficult. So, as Greg always says, if we get 4, I'm happy. That's a little better than it's almost 60%. It's not good enough. 4 out of 7.
Better than half. Better than half. That's what I'm going for. Better than half.
A little better than half. Yeah, it's about 65% or whatever. We want better. All right, here we go. Who was the first woman ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Was it Aretha Franklin or Tina Turner?
Ooh.
Once again, first woman ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Aretha Franklin or Tina Turner?
Wow. That's a really tough one because I think they're both in now. So which one was first? I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Aretha Franklin.
Let's hope Aretha's.
And I'm gonna stop you right there because you got it right.
All right.
Woo.
Yeah, that was she was first woman ever inducted into the Hall of Fame. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was like 1986 when it first opened, along with the first class of like the Beatles and not the Beatles. The Beatles. Well, anyway, Chuck Berry and some of those old singers from the 50s. But anyway, all right.
Listen to some Aretha.
Yeah, RESPECT. All right, here we go. Question number 2. In 1980, CBS Television pulled a commercial starring Brooke Shields for being too risque. It was a jeans company. What was the name of the company? Was it Wrangler?
I know this one. No.
Or Calvin Klein?
Yeah.
Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein.
Yep.
If it wasn't Calvin Klein, it was Jordache, because Jordache had some risky commercials back in the 80s too that I think they had.
Oh gosh, Jordache. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. I should have chose Jordache and Calvin Klein, right?
I always used to tease the girls. Right or wrong, I know we used to tease the girls in our high school back in the day was like, did you pull those jeans on or did you paint them on? Because I don't know how you put those jeans on there. They were so tight.
You have to jump. You have to lay on the bed. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad I'm a boy. All right. JFK won the presidential election in 1960. Who did he face in the Republican on the Republican side? He was a Democrat who faced the Republican in the 1960 election. In fact, their debates were widely telecast and talked about.
Yeah. Wasn't that Nixon?
Might have been.
I thought Nixon didn't look good on camera at all, and JFK looked great and calm and cool and collected.
Well, Nixon was so much shorter. He was about 8 inches shorter, and so it was like way off.
He was a sweaty mess, from what I remember. He was just not comfortable on camera at all back in 1960.
Yep.
Figured it out by 68 or whatever it was when he became president.
Yeah, and he beat who did he beat? George Wallace, I think, or something. I don't know. George McGovern.
3 out of 3, Amanda. 3 out of 3. Woohoo!
Wow.
All right. Number 4. What is the capital of Mississippi?
MISSISSIPPI.
Yeah, M is the capital.
M is the capital.
Now, what is the capital of Mississippi?
When I don't know a capital of a state, I always guess Springfield. So if you don't have a guess, I would guess Springfield.
No, it's not Springfield. Jackson?
Oh my God, yes.
Woo!
Is it Jackson?
Yes.
Jackson.
Nice.
When I say oh my God, it wasn't so shocked. I was just, you pulled out, I'm ecstatic. That was awesome.
Way to go.
That was awesome. It is Jackson, Mississippi.
We're just going to quit now. We're done. Mic drop. I'm done. 4.
All right, question
What you
number
got?
5. In the Jack Nicholson movie, A Few Good Men, where he says, "You can't handle the truth." Who played lawyer Nathan R. Jessup? This one should be an easy one.
Nathan Jessup. Well, that was Tom Cruise.
Yes, it was.
That was Tom
It's Tom
Cruise.
Cruise. Yep.
If you'd have just said Jessup, I would have not known if it was Tom Cruise or Demi Moore, because Demi Moore was also on that panel of lawyers, right? That was cross. Yeah. So but when you said Nathan, okay, the guy, I know.
All right, here you go. You're 5-0.
Oh.
Nice. In 2015, who replaced Jon Stewart as the host of The Daily Show?
Oh,
It's been 11 years. That's amazing.
I can see his face, but I don't know his name. Daily Show. And
I think Jon Stewart may be back now, because
he
I've
is
been seeing
back.
clips. Okay.
He is back.
He's from England.
I could see it.
Yeah, I think his first name starts with an A, but I'm not sure, like Anthony or Andre or something like that. I'm drawing a blank. He's got two first names. So he's like,
no.
One of those names, Greg, is one you're very familiar with.
Oh no.
Might be one of your kids' names.
Oh man. Noah. It's Noah. Noah. Anthony?
Trevor
Noah.
No, Trevor or Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah, yeah. Trevor Noah. I'm going to give you a half a point because I had to give you a lot.
We'll take
it.
I
5.5 points.
Trevor Noah.
That was good, though. That was good. All right, final local trivia. I figured since we were dealing with horses today, we would go to the Children's Farm, also called Lockwood Park. In what year did the Children's Farm or Lockwood Park open up in Rockford? Was it 1960, 1970, or 1980? And if you think this one through, even though neither of you are essentially from the Rockford area, and maybe that's unfair for me because I'm here and I remember certain things about it.
I know. Well, they just had like a 45th or 55th kind of a anniversary type of thing. So it's 70 or 80.
Go with that.
I don't know which one though. I would lean toward 1980.
What was the options again?
1960, 1970, 1980.
I'm gonna go with 1970.
They had their 55th anniversary last year, 1970. Tom's like,
70 it is.
Woo!
Yep. You got it. You 6.5 and a half. It'd be tough to say 7-0 because I did give you a lot of good hints. So
yeah, needed help with that one. So
yeah, that was really good though. That was really good.
Nicely done, Amanda. Well, thanks for joining us again, and hopefully we'd love to have a group supporting Bravehearts at our next Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest, and it's a ways off. It's October 1st this time around. So
they gave me so much prep for that. My boss was like, Amanda, why don't you sign up for that? And I'm like, I only karaoke when there's people I don't know. Like, are you kidding me? But yeah, no, I know. She totally wanted me to do that.
But you don't actually have to sing. You only have to play trivia, but your group, somebody in the group would sing.
Yeah, I was the person they were voting to sing. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, make yourself plan B, get a plan A singer, and if they don't show up, then you will fill in and be the backup.
Absolutely. For me, for sure, and we'll look at it. Now, October 1st, I'm sure if I'll be in town. but it's like October 3rd will be right in 20 miles through. If I'm on that trip, then I might not be able to make it. But yeah, no, definitely send it to us. But thank you again so much for having me. I really appreciate you guys, the time and the opportunity to share with people a little bit more about Braveheart, and definitely look forward to hopefully meeting some new people out, and just appreciate the opportunity, you guys.
It's a world-class facility. It's easy to support you guys because of amazing work that you're doing. So kudos to all that you've done and what you're going to do, and we'll keep in touch. All right. Thanks, Amanda. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks again for your service. All right, our big number of the week is, well, our current race to 10. I'm leading by a score of 8-6, and our big number of the week this week is 700. I know that doesn't seem like that big of a number, but I always make up for it in the explanation. Is it superfood or soccer? And did you text me your answer?
I did. Just a little while ago.
Okay. All right. So you did send me your
Just
answer.
let me know if I get it wrong, and then I'll send you the other one.
When you think of superfood, do you think of those things that you see on the screen there, or do you think of something else, Tom?
I think of Snickers bars, pizza, nachos, ice cream.
All the super tasty food.
Oh, it's not super tasty food. It's just superfood. Okay, I'm sorry, my bad.
Superfood. Blueberries and raspberries and kale and spinach and broccoli and stuff like.
Okay, all of the things you mentioned, I actually eat. I like veggies. I love blueberries. I love raspberries, peaches, oranges, bananas, watermelon. And there isn't a vegetable I don't like except I will not eat green beans, and mushrooms aren't even in the food. It's not a food.
It's not a food.
Fungus.
It's a fungus.
So I don't eat them.
According to the New York Times, a lot of people are paying monthly to learn to eat like Jesus. The Bible might not seem like an obvious place to search for your next weeknight recipe, but that's exactly what influencers like Kayla Bundy are doing. They're offering coaching sessions and guides to Christian superfoods. They're doing a service called Biblical Eating. It's the latest viral wellness trend. It comes amid a growing interest in healthy eating and spirituality among young Americans. And some people are paying as much as $700 per month to learn to eat.
Yes.
Like Jesus.
Yes.
Tom is getting the point. That's right. As far as the soccer number goes, Boston is trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's largest soccer ball. Boston, by the way, is one of the cities that will be hosting the FIFA World Cup next month. So the current record holder for the world's largest soccer ball is out in the Middle East. Can you guess what city has that?
I'll say Dubai.
Close enough. Doha, Qatar.
Okay.
You're not too far off. Doha, Qatar has it. The current record holder is 38 feet, 11.8 inches in circumference. So that's high, wide, a whole thing. They set the record back in 2013. If the Boston crew is successful, soccer fans that are flying into Boston's Logan International Airport should be able to see the ball from their planes as they fly in and land in Boston.
Wow.
That's a big soccer ball. I don't think you're kicking that thing anywhere.
No, won't fit in the goalie thing. That's for sure.
I'm kind of curious what they make it out of. Is it made out of like legitimate materials that a soccer ball is made out of to appease the Guinness World Records people, or some other fabric? Or I didn't see that part on the article, but I'm guessing they're shooting for like 40 feet. Because the record holder is 38 feet, 11.8 inches. So
that would be funny if it weighed 700 pounds.
That made out of the right material. That might be right.
Yeah.
And then if
Throw
you
a
fill it
little
with
air in
helium,
there.
put some helium in there, and it'll be just fine. All right. Well, hey, that's a wrap on everything I had planned this week. Next week we're going to be meeting Make-A-Wish Foundation. We've had the Nick's Wish on the show before, but next week we're going to actually talk to someone from the big Make-A-Wish Foundation, including one of their Wish parents is going to be joining us. And Jenny Reddington, who's a local wish maker who works at Stillman Bank, she's going to be joining us as well to talk about Make-A-Wish and what they do and how we can help them with their cause. So Make-A-Wish and Stillman Bank on the show next week. And I've said this the last couple of weeks. I'm going to reiterate it again. If you want to try to help us out here at InCrowd 815, we would really, really appreciate your help by going over to our website, InCrowd815.com, checking out our event tab and our business networking information that's on there. And if you go down the page a little ways, there is a button for merch. And if you have not bought 815 gear lately, are you ready to freshen up your 815 gear in your closet? How about going to the 815, InCrowd815.com, clicking on the merch tab and checking out our shirts and hoodies and polos and quarter zips and hats. And that purchasing one of these things would really help us out here at the podcast to keep our expenses in line. I'm not an accountant, so I could really use your help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So check out the gear, see if there's something that appeals to you. And if there's something that would appeal to you that's not currently on this site, please let us know. All right. Please let us know. We've got a great partnership with our friends at Fresh Prints of Loves Park that loves the print shop with a heart. And we're going to be at their place this coming Thursday for our next InCrowd 815 networking group event. Fresh Prints of Loves Park is going to be the place to be Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30. Sassy Mac Boys is going to be providing the food. And Matt Atkinson, home inspector, is going to be there as well, supporting the efforts. And Safe Families for Children, a local not-for-profit, will be also telling us about what they do here in the 815. So check out more information. I'll put the link to the event in the chat so you can just click on it and go boom, boom, right to it. All right. All right. Anything you want to add, Tom, my friend, before we...
Well, let me just apologize for being a little late. I know you're not supposed to talk about off-air stuff on air, but I woke up at 6 o'clock, 6:15, whatever my normal time was. And I laid there for a little bit and fell back asleep. So next time, just call me earlier. If you don't see me by 7:40, call me.
Yeah, usually Tom is logged in before I get into the studio because I usually get in about 7:30. Between 7:30 and 7:35 is when I actually usually fire up the programs, and I see usually Tom is there. Sometimes our over anxious or over ambitious guests are also logged on already. Sometimes,
I'm normally logged in at 6:45 to 7 o'clock just to make sure everything's going and to make sure I put the finishing touches on my. I was already pretty much done with my trivia anyway. I just had to make some final adjustments, put them in order and everything. So that was no problem whatsoever. And in reality, I only missed the first 2 minutes. So
that's right. That's right. You just missed it.
I'm mad at myself.
I
will tell you, I've been strong. But go ahead.
Well, I did want to give one shout out because we did originally have scheduled 2 guests today. We were going to talk with Abby from Phantom Regiment, wanted to catch up with Phantom Regiment and see what their summer plans look like. And Abby's a newer hire there. She worked for Ramp here in Rockford, and now she's with the Phantom Regiment. And she was scheduled to be on with us, had a conflict come up, understandable. So family comes first, always. Family comes first. So she's... hopefully we'll get her back on some point during the summer, but if you if you have never seen the Phantom Regiment perform, you need to go check out this year's show. It's going to be spectacular, and they're going to be at Guilford High School. That's where they're performing now. They used to be at Byron for years and years and years. They were at Byron. This year, though, they are back at Guilford High School, and the show of shows in Rockford is July 3rd. That's their premiere event here in Rockford is July 3rd. I believe that's a Friday night. And then the DCI Midwestern Championship will be July 25th. That will be in DeKalb over at NIU. The big World Championships with one of these years I'm going to this. One of these years I'm going. It's not going to be this year. Hopefully next year. The DCI Regionals and World Championships. The World Championships happen in Indianapolis. What's the name of their stadium?
The RCA Dome. Lucas Oil Stadium. That's right. Used to be the RCA Dome.
Lucas Oil Stadium, August 6th, 7th, and 8th. Phantom Regiment has consistently scored in the top 12 in the last few years, in the top 10. I think they were 5th last year, if I remember right, 5th or 4th, competing against these teams. And what they do on the field is so remarkable. The marching, I know if you just think of marching bands and you know what your high school maybe did back in the day on the football field, and it's cool and it's fun and everything, but what these teams do is nothing short of spectacular. It's emotional and it gets you drawn in. It's pretty amazing. So if you get a chance, go check out the Phantom Regiment this year.
I've seen them a number of times and they never disappoint. They're just so in sync, and it's unbelievable. They'll put most college bands to shame.
Absolutely. The pageantry of it all is spectacular. Mm-hmm. So check that out if you can. Next, as I mentioned, next week we're going to be talking with where'd you go? Make-A-Wish Foundation and with Stillman Bank. So I remind you, as always, you change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone every day this week, and we'll try to do the same and meet you back here next week for another In Crowd 815 podcast. Tom, buddy, have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you off the air.
Off the air. Yes. Okay, cool.
Hang on. All right. Bye, everybody.
815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815